Well, greetings everyone. It's Chris MacLellan, the Bowtie Guy, for a very special video podcast of Healing Ties Radio. And I'm here with my special friends, Tami Neumann and Cathy Braxton, and we're in Washington, D.C. at the American Society on Aging Conference. It's great to see the two of you.
We're so glad to see you too.
You know, I just attended your wonderful presentation, and I have a feeling that you're improving dementia communication. Can you tell us about that?
We definitely are. We've created a program called Improve Dementia Communication. Pretty cute there, right?
Pretty cute.
And it's based on some of the rules, not all of the rules, but some of the rules of improv, so that it's really easy to be able to communicate with someone with dementia. So when you're in the moment with someone with dementia, you don't have the time to go to whether it's a medical chart or a 800-page textbook. We can't do that, right?
Right.
So we've created something that it's right in your back pocket, some quick tools that you can understand quickly, learn about it in about 45 minutes, 60 minutes, and then you can use it.
Can you give me an example?
We can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's 4 rules that we teach.
4 rules, okay.
The first rule is always go in without an agenda. Don't be prepared. Because you can never really be prepared for what you're going to run into.
Right.
That's a good point. Don't be prepared. I like that.
Don't be prepared.
So you want to be an empty vessel, so you can be right there in the moment with that person. And that's why we say don't be prepared. But I think that scares people because it's like, what do? I'm not prepared. So what we do is the next step, which is called yes and.
Correct. And yes and is a way of validating somebody and then adding to it so that we can create a meaningful moment with them. Because our end result should not be to distract someone from what they're feeling or try to detour them from what they're feeling, but rather dive into it with them. And we have to approach that with our own emotions. So the yes part is always being in agreement with, and the and part is adding to it so we can create that moment.
Absolutely. So step number 3.
Step 3 is my favorite number.
So step 3 has to do with finding the gift. So every time we're with a person with dementia, there's a gift that they're giving us, and we can utilize that to our advantage. So whether it's simply that they forgot, we can use that. That's the gift. And sometimes it's just in the statement that they give.
Right,
So,
like a comment like, I miss home, or where is my husband? Those are gifts, and we shouldn't be afraid of those gifts, because I think oftentimes caregivers do shy away from those touchy, challenging kinds of things.
Oh, sure.
I don't know how to respond to that without lying to you. Well, by looking at the gifts and then digging into your own empathy, we've all been lost. We've all missed someone.
Oh, very much so.
We've all wanted to be somewhere where we're not.
Right.
And so when we look at the statements that are being said, rather as an expression of an emotion, we just tap into our own and use that gift to match that person. So if someone says, I miss home, you can say, I've missed home too. I was in the car yesterday for 2 hours in traffic. I hated being stuck somewhere I didn't want to be, right?
Very much so.
We can all go there. We have that gift.
Yes.
It's just the ability of tapping into it.
Tapping into it.
So it's finding those gifts.
Absolutely. So then our 4th one is called Take That Back. So it's based on an improv game, and it helps you to be flexible with those people with dementia. So it's, as we know, when you work with someone with dementia, what's happening today may be totally different from tomorrow, and what you say today may not work tomorrow. So we give that skill of really figuring out how we can be flexible and in the moment and really tune into what's going on with that.
Right. The key is to be nimble. You always have to be on your feet. But Take That Back is a great game to play, and you can practice being nimble by doing it. You can do it at the dinner table, do it with your kids. It works with husbands and spouses and all of our partners in life.
Exactly.
So whenever we say a statement to someone and it doesn't work with dementia, we can think in our heads,
Take that back.
Yeah.
and try
I like
something
that.
new.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So you're this is like Dementia Raw.
It is. Oh, yes. We like Dementia Raw, and we like it so much we've turned it into a conference, and we're taking it on the road. We're going to be in Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Wisconsin, Georgia.
You're missing a very important state. You
coming to
got to come to Florida.
We're
The Bowtie Guy's in Florida.
We're going to come to Florida.
Wonderful.
But, we've created this conference with not only this improve piece, but we talk about empathy, like Cathy said. We talk about the caregiver narrative.
Yes.
That's something that I know touches your heart.
Very, very much so.
And we also wanted to bring that caregiver narrative and the patient narrative to professionals, because we think that's so important that we learn from you, because you really understand what it's like to be a caregiver.
When you're in the caregiving trenches,
Right.
We're the ones that have the information.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's
So-
a textbook we could read, or there's a story we could hear, and we are so much more going to be impacted by a story.
Absolutely.
I have a few stories.
Yes, I've heard about that.
Well, how can people get in contact with the two of you?
It's really easy. You go to dementiaraw.com and you'll find all of our information. You'll find information about the conferences. You'll find, I think, our phone, our email, all of that right there. So that's the easiest place to go.
DementiaRaw.com?
You got
That's
it.
right.
DementiaRaw.com?
You got it.
Oh, this is going to be awesome. Thanks for joining me today.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's been a pleasure.
Well, I'm Chris MacLellan, the Bowtie Guy. I'm creating a life to love after caregiving ends through writing, travel, and being with great friends. And Healing Ties is a part of the Whole Care Network. We'll see you again for a future show. Bye-bye.